I feel like we've... Sorry, Jim. I feel like we've got to the point with him now, do you know where we don't want to talk about sacking managers all the time. And United, I think they do give managers enough time. I think they give him...
He hasn't been booed, like, once.
No, they'll never get booed.
His name every week.
That's what I'm saying. He'll never get booed. And the fans... It wasn't till that Brentford game where I thought, this is the period now where it might be. He's getting a little bit too much time. It almost feels like a matter of time before it does come to an end.
It felt... we did Monday Night Football show after that, and I actually said on the show, and it's not a thing that you probably do in punditry that much. Obviously, you know this. You just say, "Oh man," I don't like the word "sacked." I never say this manager should be sacked. There's something about that word that I think sounds a little bit disrespectful. You know, it's a man's job. But I think sort of saying things like it feels untenable. It feels like where's this? It's not good for both parties. And I was a little bit there, and I do think it's inevitable that this is going to happen probably before Christmas, January time. Well. I've said this for a long time, but we're 50 games in. I just look at this stat, it's unbelievable for a Manchester United manager. 50 games as the Man United manager, he's only scored 2 more goals than he's conceded. And you're thinking, man, do you know what I mean? In 50 games.
This is a positive goal difference. I haven't seen one of them in a long time.
Positive 2 goals.
You've only got to look at that guy's Barnet as well. It's like, you know what I mean? That's a video.
Hold on, your manager ain't got one, so just relax.
He didn't have mine a couple of years ago.
I just can't believe that it's almost... I know that it's Man United.
The pressure's so clear as well on him. When you see him, it's like he's under pressure. And there's times where he's just sat in the dugout like, oh my God, what am I doing here? But he said something about a lot of these players are still scarred from the past. And he keeps talking about confidence. And they don't have the confidence. We just beat Chelsea and you think, all right, we played against 10 men for half an hour. But we beat Chelsea, who are a decent team in the league. And after the Brentford game, he goes, they weren't confident. It's like, hold on a minute. You're going on like that, some external thing that you can't control as a manager. If you're giving your players instructions that they're happy with, if you're playing in positions that they're comfortable in, they're going to be far more confident. Like, you have control over the confidence of this team so much. And for him to come out and almost go like, it's up to them to be confident, I felt that was weird as well, because...
We'll talk about confidence. I just want to ask you, Adam, and you, Scholesy. I know it's just happened in the last week or so, and it happens to all clubs. You lose a player, you say he's not good enough, and all of a sudden he starts playing well somewhere else, he's scoring goals. That feels like it happens to Man United. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but it feels like it happens to Man United a lot more than other clubs. What do you think the reason is that for, that people find it so tough to show them true selves at Man United?
I think obviously we've chopped and changed managers, which doesn't help. If you're a player that's been playing for one manager, then the manager changes and he's asking
That's the same at every
club. Yeah, of course, yeah. But I think the major thing is the pressure. And of course there's pressures elsewhere. But I think the amount of eyes that you have on you, you are always talking about Man United. It might be Liverpool and Spurs are playing, but you'll spend half an hour dedicated to Man United. We have all the ex-legends getting bollockings off the manager.
So it's their fault. That's what
I'm just saying, like, the pressure's massive. If you're playing for the club and every single person's talking about it all the time, whether they're non-fans or not.
Man United, though, Adam. People.
It is, yeah, you've got to get used to it and you've got to be able to play
it's
for
mad
it.
That they sort of employed a novice, though, then, isn't it? Your club is gigantic, but this manager just had no track record in dealing with attrition.
To be fair, you know what, look, again, Sporting Lisbon aren't as big as Manchester United, but what he dealt with when he went there, I remember the players were getting beat up in the training ground and stuff by their ultras. Like, he walked into a club that was crazy at the time, he settled it down and he won the league with them. He also had a high turnover in players and he also relied a lot on youth. And one of the things that he's not done at United is give some faith to the youth. If some of these older lot are playing and they're not performing for you, go and get some of the younger lads, because you'll be able to coach them a little bit more. They'll be more open to your ideas. Like Van Gaal used to do it. He had Donald Love and all these lot playing Tyler Blackett and stuff. And he was like, okay, those players haven't gone on to become Man United greats. But at that time, they did the job for him because he could give them instructions and they'd do it. They never had no preconceptions of, oh, now I play like this or I want to play like that. They just wanted to play for Manchester United. And I feel like he's missed that a little bit as well, because we've got some good young players in the academy coming through.
Scholesy, if you've got 2 weeks for an international break now and you're Ruben Amorim and you're going to Anfield, if you were thinking, OK, forget the big picture, because it almost feels like he's going game to game.
Yeah. He's got to think about trying to get some out from Anfield. To be fair, I'd just be thinking about drawing the game. Find a way somehow to stop them from scoring. Now, that's a totally different mentality from what I'm saying about Arsenal going to Liverpool or someone else going to Liverpool where you're going for to win the league, but United are in such a rut. I can't remember the last time they won a big game, Adam, or a game that meant a lot. Maybe, possibly City last year, maybe.
Yeah, unless you count Chelsea.
You
but
just
it's not.
unfortunately, this group of players have got that much in a bad rut. You've got no confidence that they're going to get you out of it. You feel almost, it's almost predictable. They'll go there and get beat.
Well, we have been a little bit better in those big games. No, like you say, we haven't got many results.
I know what you
but we
mean.
have
And everyone's raving about the Arsenal
performances.
game. Well, we were great against Arsenal. We got beat.
I think we did all right at Anfield with him last season as well. I know it wasn't.
Was it 2-2 at Anfield last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We should have won it as well. I think Leach scored quite late and we just didn't.
Harry Maguire have a big chance. Like,
Last kick of the game.
did he cross it, Harry Maguire, or did he have the chance?
No, we had the chance.
Something happened.
Open
Yeah.
goal.
He was our best centre forward last year. by the way.
Still is.
Still is, yeah.
Sesko's looking all right though, man. And that's the thing, it's difficult to be positive and confident about some of the good things that you've seen. Like I think Mbumo's looked good since he's got there. I think Cunha in spells has looked good. Sesko's starting now, and I think his link-up play with Mbumo against Sunderland was quite good. But it's hard to get excited about those things because far too often the midfield's non-existent.
Yeah, you talk about recruitment and you think, right, we'll buy a 6'5" centre forward, but we won't play any wingers.
Yeah.
Pass him the ball.
Who would you
It's all
want?
a
Who would
mess,
you
isn't it?
want if you sacked them?
I just want to just
Sean Dyche.
forget about football and get I'm just done. I can't be bothered anymore with this whole thing, man. Southgate, I'll give up my season ticket.
Can't bother.
I just can't be bothered with this anymore.
Fuck it, man. Just get Wazza and Scholesy in.
Then you will be fucked.
Probably a Glasnow or Areola or something, but it's like you bring them in and it's...
Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe.
Oh, nah, thanks.
Why not?
Him and his mate.
Yeah, I'm not sure about his mate, but
You know,
definitely him.
Yeah, I don't want either of them.
I think that is a little problem for Eddie Howe. I think Eddie Howe is a brilliant manager, and as number two, he's obviously a character and they get on really well. But I just think a lot of fan bases, what you've just said there,
Would be
would
annoyed
say
by
the
him.
same about they'd like Eddie Howe, but maybe not his mate.
I just like you know what's really refreshing about Man United fans, and it's the same with Ten Hag, is that they don't. There has been no booing. There's no been attacking. No calling for his head. It might be the right thing that he does leave, and he probably isn't good enough to do that job. But United fans are always behind him. Like unlike Arsenal.
Did you
fans.
see what he said the other day? He
Unlike,
said-
unlike the Arsenal fans who have turned on Arteta already this year. Do you know, after,
Already?
Yeah, after the one there, like big Arteta.
Who's done that?
You lot.
Idiots that are looking for clicks, not real Arsenal fans.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just putting it out there.
They all seem the same to me.
Amarim said something similar to that. Like, I've been under pressure before. The fans are still singing my name and stuff, and it made me think, like,
Yeah, don't matter.
shall we start booing?
That's what I'm saying.
He fixed up for a bit.
I think
it was all right.
United now, they're in that period where the manager now where he's probably going on a little bit too long, like it did with Ten Hag. Now, look, don't get me wrong, we don't want anybody sacked and we want him to come out of it, we want it to be good, but the more it goes on...
It's because we have that
just doesn't
Fergie
feel
thing
likely.
as well. His speech on us, obviously we've been through about 10 managers since then, but him saying like, stand by your manager. And then obviously when Fergie first arrived, he didn't do anything for a long time in terms of winning trophies. And a lot of people kind of cling to that, like, what if it's just round the corner and we let go
He
before it's
probably
too late? But you got to give
he
time to
probably
the
got
right
the
man.
most shit out of any manager, Sir Alex, at the start, didn't he? He was under real pressure. He was getting... I remember seeing fans booing him as he's walking down the line.
Paul Scholes believes Ruben Amorim is getting too much time at Manchester United and has predicted another defeat for his former club in their crunch clash with Liverpool. With just 50 games in charge, Amorim has faced relentless scrutiny as United search for stability under his leadership. The Red Devils secured a 2-0 win over Sunderland before the international break, temporarily lifting spirits, but Scholes insists the problems run deeper. In the latest episode of the Overlap Fan Debate, brought to you by Sky Bet, Scholes delivered a blistering verdict on Amorim's struggling reign, claiming the Portuguese manager has been given far too much leeway despite a lack of consistent results. I feel like with Ruben Amorim it's got to the point where we don't want to talk about sacking managers all the time, and Manchester United do give managers enough time, he said. He'll never get booed by the fans, and it wasn't until that Brentford game where they lost 3-1 where I thought, he's getting a little bit too much time, and it feels like it's only a matter of time before things come to an end.